I should be live right now. Hopefully. Oh, Hitsio replied a bunch. I guess I could do that. I didn't realize that. Huh. Anyways, I think everything is fine. Testing this. That is very questionable in terms of... Well, it's not giving me a notice on OBS, so might not be as bad. I can't even see this. Hey there, Edic, I think I'm reading. Did I really break my shades? I hope I didn't. Everyone's all AFK in real life. Well, I'm over here in Global for a bit. Actually, no, I got back into Global because, especially with how JT doesn't have as many random people I could try to poke and do stuff with, I decided to go back in Global. Now, right now, I'm on ship 1. And not only that, I'm doing a quick test because a certain individual is not in the house and they're not hogging up the internet at the moment, so I think I'm able to stream A-OK-ish. Is music playing? Hopefully it is. Hello? Okay, that's my mic. Okay, yeah, the music's playing in the background. Yeah, I bumped it up high. But yeah, right now I'm testing the quality of the stream. YouTube is saying a bunch of crap, which I'm familiar with, but in terms of my Streamlabs device I'm using to stream, it looks like it's fine. Usually if it's really bad, it starts giving me notice, but it's not doing that. So I think I can play a bit, or stream a bit. And this is also just a heads up, I am finishing up the contest that is going on, that I'm running on my end. Where is it? So once again, the reminder is over here. It will end at midnight EST time on Thursday. I might be able to give the $25. I don't know. I changed it because I bought a card for 20, but apparently someone just told me I could easily gift 25 bucks through doing this. So yeah. Looks like there's a few people that submitted some stuff. For the cosplay one, it's only one person, so... Oof. Anyways. Yeah. So I'm on Global right now. The information... Let me make sure that I actually put this in the description. Information about that contest cosplay thingy should be in the description. What the fuck did I do to my thing? YouTube's saying it's shit, but at the same time, my OBS is saying it's not that bad. But regardless, it's crap compared to like other times. Where's my settings? Is OBS acting dumb right now? Nope. Nope, it's not. Alright. I guess the other way for me to do this is to check on my phone real quick. Now, I don't know if I'm trying to rush to max level. I guess I should. Not the right earbuds. Are they both dead? Holy fuck, I'm a dumbass if I didn't charge this up. Oh crap, which one is the one that I like using? Okay, this is the one that should be fine. I mean, if you want to, note that the contest does have prize money. So there's going to be a bit more... We're going to be judging it a lot more. If you want to gamble and see if you can get first place, though, that's utterly fine. It's your call. Okay. Yeah, so the thing is, with the contest, some people thought it was just specifically Oracle. It's not just Oracle. It is New Genesis and Oracle. That's why I said PSO2, because I know I did a past video saying that I wasn't going to recognize New Genesis with PSO2, but it is in the title. And now people are calling like the old stuff Oracle, so it doesn't matter if you're using old or new stuff. Either way, as long as it's in Phantasy Star Online 2, it is fine to submit it. So the big thing is you want to try to go all out with the screenshots, go all out with the characters, and go all out in terms of like enhancing it. But yeah, nah, there's some prize money for the first place. Now, once the time limit is up, I will make a little note of that in the who's calling me? Hold up. Okay, so I don't know that number. I'm gonna ignore it. If they have anything important to leave a voicemail. So pretty much, if you do not want to be in the actual like entry to get the prize money, there will be a bit of a time span before we actually do a live stream reviewing these pictures, characters, fashion stuff afterwards. So once midnight hits over here on Thursday, I will have a cutoff point. And if you just want to submit your picture without, you know, having to go into the actual contest, then that is fine. We will review and talk about your character that you decide to put afterwards. So if you want to do that, you can wait until the time limit is up, and then you can submit your stuff, and then we'll use your stuff that you decide to submit in terms of that live stream if the contest isn't that long. Anyways, let's get started. I've just been talking a lot. Now, the big thing is this character, they finished the main story stuff. However, I need to level them up to the point where I can get cubes, because a bunch of these things I need to upgrade requires a good chunk of cubes. And a lot of people have been stressing the yellow triggers. I don't think I have a lot of yellow triggers. Let me see. I only have like 5. And I think I have 5 in my... I have 11 in my inventory. Now, I'm on ship 1, just also a heads up about that. And it's actually interesting to start from the ground up and really push and struggle. Hey, Code Up, does this mean you're not giving up? I'm not giving up on JP, I'm still over there. I'm just over here because, especially on my ship, which is ship 2 over there in JP, there's not a lot of people. Over here, there's a good chunk of activity going on throughout all of the blocks, so that's why I'm playing on global. Not only that, I know a good chunk of my global fan base, viewers, subscribers, they want me to kind of get back into global, so it's to just try to get myself back into NGS. And even if I do get bored of NGS, I'm not gonna ditch it because I'm still playing this dang game. And it has all the criteria and things that I really like, minus the fact that it's not really, you know, going beyond what it was. But either way, I'm just testing out the new environment. Yes, I'm in global. Most likely I will go to the other ships. I'm debating about working on those other characters because I really like working with this character. Not only that, if I really want to do well with my TMGs, I need to continue playing on this class to the point where I could most likely not die as much. The thing is, I'm kind of going the same route like I did over there in JP, using these units, these purple units. These things are glass cannon made, and they suck, especially when it comes to like status elements. But guess what? The reason why I'm doing it is because I'm pushing myself, challenging myself to the point where I will master it. This is what happened when I was playing back then in Oracle as well, when if I really like a particular class, I want to excel in it, or at least understand the basics, I need to push it. So back then, especially during like most of my time when I was still active, way back then in 2014 up to 2016, I was using Braver. And Braver at the time kind of got nerfed, especially with certain photon actions, so people were trying to find ways to go around it and actually make the class doable and all that. And pretty much, like, it was fine. Where am I gonna go? Yeah, it was fine, but I decided to move away from it when I got back around like 2020 and all that. Especially with all the new successor classes and how they had a bit more appeal to them, and not only that, like, they were flashier, I guess. But I still played Braver back then. But over here, I don't feel like doing Braver again, because if I played it back then, I shouldn't be trying to do that right now. And actually this helps me because I actually need these guys. So I'm just gonna try to get stuff. Right now I'm just in the ruins because I am not at the right battle power. Granted that the battle power, if I decide to add augments of fixes, and if I enhance my gear even further, I might be able to push it. Not only that, I should also be able to do some of the cocoons and towers, and then try to actually put skills to use up my skill points, so that could increase it as well. But I'm over here for a bit. There is a particular side quest that I kind of want to experience from. Granted, I find these specific stuff. Hey, Sci says, most of Morph's global children are on ship 2. He's gonna be on ship 2 guaranteed, 99%, don't worry. I will get to there eventually. I'm debating about how to do it because I do want to stick with Zill a lot more, but it's gonna cost if I try to transfer ship. I do have one character for each ship. So there is one for ship 4, ship 2, ship 4, ship 2, ship 3, and ship 1. Right now I'm playing on ship 1. I will most likely go to ship 2 if a good chunk of people just continue to bother me about it. Granted that I finished leveling up this character. Now the reason why I also re-downloaded Global PSO2 as well is due to some urge to make a video re-updating the character stuff in terms of like the benefits of having multiple characters, some little snippets, key features and all that, and experimenting and seeing if some of the stuff that you do applies to all of your characters or to your account, etc, etc. And I found some interesting bits here and there. Also, the trick for using yellow triggers is going solo and try to find a lobby that is grinding them and need one more, that way you... yes. So, yeah, as long as they don't lock the thing, you could sneak into a yellow one. I might try to do that. I don't know. The big thing is, especially since I kept this on the hush hush, now I don't think my stream is lagging too badly. But the reason why I kept it on the hush hush is because I wanted to try to level and do stuff a bit by myself without any sort of interference. See if I can naturally progress through the game with the stuff that they give. I will make a video kind of briefing up on that sort of approach. It is doable, it's just that it depends on if you work on basic stuff and you just start to hone in on your skills and understand your class. Because I pretty much didn't worry about any gear until now, once I hit like level 52, where I can start getting access to 6 stars, and I don't know what's the requirement for 7 stars, but most likely I could start going for 7 stars as well if I get them. I'll try to make this very well. I'm get live. I can do that. Unless I use a different character to do it. But pretty much, like the gear that I have, I did buy it from the market. It was very cheap because it was unenhanced, and if you do a lot of yellow triggers, you have a bunch of fodder materials to just enhance it yourself. The only problem is trying to get this any higher depending on the price of it, like getting the potential, putting augments and affixes. Why are you supporting Crow side? Well, it's black. My shirt, I think my shirt is black. Yeah, it's black. Now, note that the moment my dad comes back, I am gonna end the stream because right now I'm testing the quality just because I noticed that every time my dad just watch Netflix 24/7, like I don't even have a good quality to play. Like granted that the quality right now is shit, but I mean it's always like that. Also, is the audio for the game loud or is it alright? I can't tell. I'll lower it down a bit. I still need 5 more enhanced enemies. Though the thing I hate about this quest is how it wants a specific thing and I have no control over getting said thing. If you want to do the solo experience, you can also use the Cannibal Strike solo. It's fast, nice XP, and you get class cubes for add-on skills, and you get nice augments. I did try that. I might consider doing that. It was a bit too loud. Alright. Good to know. I was staring at the... Is it still loud? It looks like it's still loud. What's the settings for this? Is this copying that of... Okay, no, it's not. It's not copying the volume settings that I have for JP. All right, I do want to lower it because I don't want to blast your ears out. I think that's good. And there's a PSE burst that I decided to do that. Is it now? Oh well, I just lowered it tremendously. Yeah, the big thing is I went to global. I still will play on JP, don't worry. I'm just waiting for like bigger things so I can actually do upgrades and whatnot. But I am on JP still. It's just that I decided to go to global because I wanted to see if, well, just be in a different sort of community environment and see if that affects my likeliness towards NGS. Here's the thing. It kind of changed. Like, I'm still annoyed with NGS. I get why people like it still. I get, like, the changes and the things, but it still annoys me, especially with the title. And it just got to a point where I'm just meh about it now. Like, the best way for me to try to still play this game and just be indifferent with it and just tolerate it is if I have, like, a different community. The problem in JP is that even though I have a good batch of pals, it's not a new sort of feel to me. So that's why I decided to go over here. Now, in terms of going to all the different shifts, I do not know. No promises. Wiz says, hi, how are you doing today? I see you're grinding. Yep, on global. Like, my urge to really do hardcore grinding isn't there. It might change if I find a group of people that I don't mind hanging out with and playing and all that. But right now, I'm just, like, seeing how global is. And it's different. Especially with me trying to buy all this stuff again. Note that Zill's look is very close to that of my JP character. The only difference is a few like actual items that I do not have for both global and JP. For global, I actually have the military bodysuit from that last scratch, which is nice. I do like it. And then there's some other things that I got as well over here compared to my JP account where it doesn't have that. The big thing too that I really want over in JP but I can't get because it is literally extinct is these damn camos. The SH Trident. The irregular magical high school TMG camos. I know I got it over here because they released it. Now not all of the collab from JP is over here in global. Oh, who's this? Sure, I'll join their party. Mindless grinding. I guess I can also get the triggers. But, But the big thing is, like, I wanted these TMGs over JP. It's sold out. Like, if I try to find it, it is extremely difficult to find it. And if I do find one, it's most likely going to be dummy expensive because unlike Global where they did release the collab, I don't remember when, but I think it was like 2020. For JP, they released this collab like in 2016 or 15. It was very old. And they never got a revival. The only revivals they did for the collabs in JP were Neptunia and Nier? And then some other things. Some other collabs got revived because, for example, Attack on Titan. That one had a collab when the first season was out. They had a second one with the second season, third one with the third season. And most of the times, if it's in the same sort of series, they will have like revivals for those particular outfits. So the tail stuff, for example, sometimes they revive some of the other tail items that you might have missed. But yeah, it was extremely rare for almost all of the collabs to get revived back in JP. Freedom Wars never got a revival. What other ones didn't get a revival? I mean, there's so much stuff that was a collab over there in JP that Global does not have. Global did get a few of them, but they didn't get all of them. In terms of the actual stuff in the game where you can fight stuff, they had that Monster Hunter one and then Final Fantasy 14. The Monster Hunter one kind of got cut off though. I mean, there was that collab, but in terms of the event, they were doing it for a while, but then they stopped it. And then with the Odin one, they never revamped them. Now, I wish they did because I bring it up to some people, like why I made a particular video with that. And I wish that Sega kind of pushed for difficult bosses. And Odin has a mechanic where it ignores, I think it ignores invincibility or any sort of perk that you have that can help you withstand a one-hit KO sort of move. Because when I was doing a recording, especially with my Twal, with one of my characters playing on the Twal main, I know she didn't use her Iron Will, whatever the thing is, a Twal Will. So that, I know she didn't use it because one, I was like playing on a low difficulty and most of the mobs could not damage me and or kill me. And not only that, Odin's move, most of them, they couldn't hit me or damage me as heavily. But the moment he did his like certain KO move, it tore through that. It destroyed like the Twal Will, which I was surprised about, and I wish that Sega added more of that. Now, obviously, you would want to try to out-damage the guy and kill him, and once again, with that sort of recording, he wasn't at a high level, so I could have easily bullied him and instant-killed him if I wanted to, but once again, for testing purposes, I didn't, and I was just surprised that he has that gimmick. It sucks that they didn't make him into like a level 100, 200 like mob, like enemy boss. Because it would have been interesting to see that. Or if you gave Masquerade some sort of move like that, where it can just tear through invincibility. Like, don't get me wrong, invincibility is nice, but at the same time, you don't want people to kind of abuse that. You want to get people out of the comfort zone. And if they created those sort of mechanics for bosses in this game, it's gonna tell you like, hey, like you really need to do this so you don't like get instant kill. ReZero, oh yeah, ReZero was a thing over there as well. Did I miss anything else that people were saying? No, I don't think so. But yeah, I guess I'm just like doing this. I should follow the T. I was like, where am I going? I guess I'll put the audio a bit higher. Now, there were a good chunk of collabs that were nice to have. Especially the Freedom Wars one. I like that Wildlands camo. And I have it over there in JP. In JP, in terms of collabs that I have the Blaze Blue. I have Blaze Blue, Freedom Wars. What other one? I have a few others, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. I hoarded a good chunk of things in JP, and most likely especially since I need to clear out my storages, I might give those things away. So you might see a video about that later. What is this, heresy? Yeah, I'm on global. I kept it on to hush hush because I didn't want my like sort of progression in terms of leveling up, because I will make a video mentioning like, do you need to buy anything in the very beginning as you level up in New Genesis and all that. I wanted that to be like not disturbed as much. There was someone that did help me a bit to increase my level, but other than that, in terms of just getting through the story and leveling up naturally, well, right now I'm kind of stuck because, well, I'm going to these old areas where not a lot of people are farming in. It is what it is though, and obviously there's alternative ways to level up. A lot of people will point to those yellow triggers, which is fine. It's just that I'm trying to do it quote unquote naturally. I mean, there's also the other quest too with the cannonball ones. I did try that out. I didn't do a recording for it because I didn't realize I got dragged into it. But it was interesting to do that cannonball quest. Although I'm not a big fan of it. It was interesting though, different sort of take on it. Did you ever get one of the weapon camos from Rainbows? Rainbows? You mean 13-star weapon camos? Like the weapon camos that you get from Divide quests? I have a few of them in JP. None over here in Global, obviously, because I didn't really farm as much in Global. I did the bare minimum. I wish we could have it, at least for a week. Yeah, it's rare to bump into some of those collab bosses in JP PSO2. I don't remember about the Monster Hunter one. He might be still around. I know that you could get very lucky if you run around on the map for... What is it? Oh gosh, is this... Oh, I know that if you run around with do some of the emergency trials or stumble upon an emergency trial, there is a chance you can fight against Odin, or there's that rare map area where you can fight against Odin in his in that battle arena. Now, one thing I would say about this stupid thing, I like the idea of this, but I hate how it's implemented, because even if like you're really close to it, you got to make sure that you actually hit the damn containers. And like I feel like you also need a booster active to actually hit these damn things. Or maybe you just need to be literally right next to it. I don't know. I remember trying to do this with one other person. It was sucky. I hated it. Is it a good idea to skip chapter, or is it better to do the story? So that's what I was experimenting on as well. Because the big thing that someone told me was like that certain function, and I was curious to see if that was a good or bad thing. I would say it's up to you, because I can get why people would skip it if they have a lot of characters, or let's just say they just don't want to redo everything again. Yes, you can get most likely a bit more XP levels by actually doing the content, but it's your call if you want to repeat it. So it's entirely up to you. If you do skip to chapter 3, the character that I tried it on was my ship 4 character over here in Global. They are automatically at level 25. I don't remember if they got a bunch of free stuff on them. I don't think so. But if you skip like chapter 2 and you're going into chapter 3, the other plus side is the fact that you get 10 million XP right off the bat because of that one NPC, Guidon, I think it might be Guidon. That gives you that 10 million XP just by looking at the quest counter for the replays and the... What was it? Replay and the limited quest and trigger quests that you can activate and use. So you could immediately get to like level 40, but once again, it's your discretion if you want to thoroughly just do stuff. The downside to you skipping chapters is that you haven't unlocked all of the teleporters again, so you're gonna have to do that. The other plus side is that if you do cocoons and towers, the skill points are account bound. It doesn't matter if you have a different character on a different ship. As long as one of your characters completes a Cocooning Tower and get that skill point, it is unlocked for everyone. No, is it? I did that searching. I have a recording of that quest, but in terms of if you skip, actually, I guess I had to check it out. I might go into what are we doing right now? I could check, cause right now my ship 4 character should be on that particular quest that gives 10 mil. So I guess after this, I'll swap over there. Ah, wait, no, it's a full party. How do we get this N cube? Huh. You know what? I'll stick around until like I see a decrease, and then I'll go over there to ship 4. It should be there. I have a actual recording when I was leveling up this character, and I got a bunch of XP from that guy. Now, I don't know if Edic is referring to if you skip. Like, if you skip to chapter 4, if you don't get that XP. I could test it out in a bit, because I do have my character literally on that quest. It shouldn't have. Each of your character, like, if you have a character, they should be able to access it. It is separate for each one of them. And it is a side mission, so it's not a countdown. Or, like, it's not like if you use one character in your account, it's gonna disappear. Alright, I saw a decrease. Actually, this should... After I kill this batch, I'm gonna swap over to Ship 4 and see that quest. And this is why I was being very thorough in terms of my, like, recording. Because if I'm gonna make an update video talking about that benefits cons with multiple characters, like, I gotta make sure I cover all the things and get good footage. I couldn't do that on JP because the one problem is that none of my characters are on a different ship over there in JP. On Global, I know that I purposely made different characters on all these different ships. Wait, wasn't there 10 of these guys that had, I mean 3 of these guys that had like the enhanced bug thingy on their head? Oh, this boss better be like an enhanced one, because I'm gonna get annoyed if I'm just stuck on 9 out of 10. It shouldn't be. Well, we'll see, because this character got that quest. My ship 4 character should be on it. So... Man, alright, so I'll test it out once I complete this damn quest with the enhanced enemy. Which might take a while, because the enhanced snippet, that's RNG. I hate how they're like, oh yeah, you know, hunt these specific types, and it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna get that. Success. Unless it's at high difficulty where there's a higher chance of seeing one of those, but yeah, no. I had issues with this. I was literally farming for an hour trying to find these damn enhanced enemies at this rune area. But now I'm doing this sort of farming, and there's a bunch of them popping up now. Thanks, SEGA. Granted, that is a lot better than what happened in the past, because the meta board back then made you hunt very specific enemy mobs and bosses, the rare variants, and finding those rare variants were really annoying. The only way you could find them at a higher chance was if you do, what was it, advanced quests. And even then, that was a gamble. I better find an enhanced, and hey, look, red box. The one thing that sucks is that I just don't have everything again. It's nice to see, like, clear inventories, minus my premium storage. I just did. Ooh, is that an enhanced? Oh, yay, that is an enhanced. Now I can finish this stupid quest. Yay! Let me get that XP later. Also, another funny snippet. I wish I recorded it, but apparently, when I got back into Global, I had JP PSO2 still on my computer, but when I got into Global, the first few hours, everything in global was in Japanese. Like, it actually showed the Japanese text. And I was trying to figure out how the fuck do I get out of this Japanese text. It annoyed me because I couldn't figure out, wait, what is this option? I think they mixed up a few of the options. And not only that, when I got back into the game too, when people were trying to tell me augments and stats, I forgot they changed the wording. Like for potency? Potency is your damage? And over there in JP, we literally called it damage. So I was confused with how they labeled this. Because I was not expecting them to call potency damage. Because whenever I kept on bringing up potency, I was like, what is that? Is that something new? I don't remember hearing that. I wish they got on the same page still and made everything the same in terms of JP. In terms of terminology, I wish it was the same. But no, there's still differences and it bugs me at times. Alright, so I'm on my ship 4 character and I did give her the option to skip to chapter 3. Now, this is only available if your character has not got into NGS yet, and if one of your characters on your account already went through chapter 3 stuff. So, let's see if this Guidon guy is able to give you the quest, or if they took it out. I don't see him over here. Unless I had to start this quest and then he'll pop up. I'm gonna cut through this cutscene. I don't need to see this. I already got a good chunk of recordings here and there. Actually, it might have. Hey, look, no, here's Guidon. Alright, so this is on a different character. I already did this quest once on Zillion, who's on ship 1. And no, you can see that you can still do this quest right here. It's 10 million XP. So if I just do this, it's pretty much a good chunk of level ups. Now I think I'm gonna hit either level 45 with all this XP or somewhere between 40 and 45. From the start of NGS to now, what are your thoughts on how the game has progressed and what do you think the game can improve on? There's a lot of things. So, in terms of me not using the stuff that I know about Oracle, the stuff that they have now is what they should have had in the beginning of its release, in my opinion, especially in terms of some stuff like seeing the characters on the field and interacting with them, because that gives a one-on-one sort of experience. There's a bit of an issue with that though, and I'll bring it up in a bit. I will make separate videos going over these again. In terms of how they're doing, in terms of content and whatnot, it's standard. It's nothing too impressive. The problem I have is that, if I'm not referring to Oracle, there's other games that have this sort of format. And most of these games that I'm going to bring up is like phone app style stuff. Like Genshin and maybe even Tower of Fantasy. Because Genshin, if you played it, like they have the same sort of mining and harvesting. And I don't know about Tower of Fantasy. In terms of progression, you have to do some of the certain story stuff to unlock more stuff. Same thing with New Genesis. Now, this is where I will say that doing that sort of comparison is just in the technical sort of sense. In terms of actual story, New Genesis needs to polish it, work on it a bit more. Granted that, yes, it's still the beginning, and even in Oracle, they were still building it up. However, they didn't make it very clear on various goals and aspects. With New Genesis, they kind of dumbed down a lot of stuff where we can easily assume and predict what's going to happen. Now, granted that, you know, that's going to be a thing here and there, even if it's a unique sort of approach storyline, you might be like, oh, this is what might happen and all that. With New Genesis, it is quite predictable at the moment, to the point where it doesn't have that mysterious... Yeah, what I'm trying to say. It doesn't have that mysterious factor. Because when I was looking back on episode 1 and 2, and I remember those 2 episodes back in Oracle, they didn't really give a clear goal other than the obvious we fight darker sort of deal, but I didn't expect things to escalate and go down a certain path, which interests me because it's like, oh shit, this is what we're doing. Oh, maybe this explains this. And then if it plays it out like that, great. If it surprises me even more, it's like, wow, alright, I didn't expect that. So, I'll do a breakdown on it, but in terms of New Genesis right now, it's fine, but it's still got a good chunk of hiccups that I feel like they should have refined, especially since Oracle had these sort of issues. But that's my opinion. Alright, so let me just accept this, and boom. Oh, wow, I didn't even hit. So, that was it. I didn't hit 40. That's concerning. So, the 10 million XP I got right there from 25 to 39. So, I don't know who said this guy wasn't available. I know that in JP I used this guy with several of my characters as well. But as long as you get to... when you're about to start up chapter 3, like, he should pop up and he should be able to give you the 10 million XP. And this is a side mission, so each of your characters, as long as they haven't done this yet, they should have access to this quest, and they should be able to get that 10 million XP. Now, looking at me skipping and just getting that free XP, like, I'm not even close to the certain level, like 40s and higher. So, it's questionable in terms of, like, is this really a good approach to, like, quickly getting through, like, to the higher content. I mean, if you haven't done the side missions, if they're still there, you might want to do them. But once again, if you do skip, the problem is you don't have the stuff unlocked. So guess what? You still gotta run to reach them and get that Ryuker device, along with all the other ones in the map. So each new region is made... Wait, so what did I read? Yeah, so if you do want to level your ults, you could do it. Once again, I'll make an updated video talking about, like, the benefits of having multiple characters. Even if you don't plan to have a lot of it, if you have free slots and you can make multiple characters, go ahead and make them, especially since they can give you slight benefits. The big 3 is... I think it's the big 3. But the big 2 is pretty much the reset skill passes, because every time to give one out, it is for each character on that account. Second one is character space. In terms of anything else that's big, not so much. A lot of this stuff is kind of account bound and character bound, and even if you make a new character, you will most likely have to redo a lot of stuff all over again. Now, once again, there is that option where if you do have a character that hasn't gone to NGS, actually, better yet, before I even go back on Zill, let me... Wait, did I just exit? Hold up. I think I just exit. Yeah, so I kind of actually exit the game. I guess I should have hit the logout, but I feel like... Actually, no, logout would have been the other option. Well, anyways, let me start the game back up. No, I have not forsaken you, Rue. It's just that I had to check out some stuff if I was going to do certain videos. I'm still on JP. It's just that, yeah. I'm visiting Global. Alright, so Eduardo says the issue on New Genesis for me is that they launched the game really empty and they only have months to make new content that make it hard for developers to work on. Here's the thing, like, I get why they kind of did the certain approach that they did, especially if they're mimicking that of, like, the beginning stages of Oracle, but it's different times now. Oracle, or when they first released PSO2, that was back in 2012. Now it's 2021, and not only that, like, especially with what Oracle was able to do, New Genesis should have been able to pump out a lot more stuff that was worthwhile until the next update. the reason why I'm very fond of episode 1 through 3, specifically on PSO2, is that I wouldn't say it's balanced out. Like, they had a lot of hiccups with classes, and even though they had like certain mindsets and approaches, they wanted to try to make hybrids back then, it was difficult because of the limitations. However, because of that little quirk, it kind of allowed you to go through a good chunk of the content, or at least be content with the content that it has before the new big update comes around. And even if you have like the end game gear, it was still difficult in terms of doing almost all of the content. Now, the problem with New Genesis is that, once again, it depends. Like, obviously there is difficult stuff to do, it's just that it is optional at times. Granted that there's some incentives, benefits to do some of these harder content. Like, if you do purple triggers, for example, there's a chance for that certain dash that you could sell in a different color on the market for a lot. Now, right now I'm going on ship 2 just to demonstrate that this character, Shadow Mark II, he has not entered New Genesis yet, but since I have a character, which is my ship 1 character, that went through chapter 3 story, if I start him up, I can obviously skip to class, and I don't remember what I wanted to do with him. What was I doing with you? Were my luster. Let's go with Hunter for now. So if I try to start him up, he hasn't touched New Genesis. Because of that, you can see that I can literally start at whatever chapter that I started with. I mean, I already went through. So I could start from chapter 1 going into chapter 2. I could start from chapter 2. Wait, hold up. I can start literally at chapter 1 and start from there, start at chapter 2, go into the read some stuff, or start at chapter 3, or go to the prologue. Most likely I'm saving this guy for prologue because all my other characters right now on my global, they do not have access to the prologue. And I need to remember and re-record stuff, especially from the prologue scenes, because apparently SEGA did not add the prologue cutscenes. And it pissed me off because I'm like, I need to remember what happened with the prologue. Like, why? Why you do this, SEGA? Yeah, so I didn't play... Did I? No, I didn't play on the beta. I think I did. I don't remember. Did I? Did someone give me access to something so I could try it? I don't remember that bit. I think I got in during the first week. I don't know. I need to rewatch some of my old streams. But in all honesty, once again, like, New Genesis should have added a bit more. Like, the stuff they have now, I feel like it would have been acceptable upon its release. And there would have been so much content to do. And when people demanded more stuff, like, it's around the corner. But I don't know why they decided to do, like, this slow sort of approach, which I feel like in this day and age may not be that acceptable, and which is why a lot of people lost interest with New Genesis. Now, you could say otherwise, because, once again, everyone has a different sort of opinion and perspective on it. Oh, they did? Alright, hold up. Let me actually look at it. Because if they just added it with this update, I'm gonna choke something. Where are you? Are you here? No. Who's the NPC I need to talk to? Or the robot? Which robot is it? Is it you? No. Is it you? Oh, it's you. Hi there. You. Where no one is at. Okay. No, well, I don't see the prologue. I do not see the prologue over here. I don't see it. I don't see it in this replay over here. Unless it's over here. No, this is the NPC and the other things. No, I don't see the prologue. I don't see it. I got irritated when I was like, I need to see the prologue stuff. Like the actual Alio town getting nuked and all that. But no, then that's why I'm saving that my ship 2 character. He will literally start from the prologue and I will suffer all the way up. At least in Kavaris. I don't see that. Unless I'm blind. Oh, wait. Well, I'm aware they will add it later on. It's just that it annoys me that when I kind of need it, and I don't want... The big problem was, in JP, all of my characters have went through... They somehow went through, or they skipped through the new Genesis stuff, to the point where I can't access the prologue. So over there in JP, I was hoping to, you know, use this machine over here to see those cutscenes that I need recordings of. But when I looked at it over there in JP, I did not have it. So the only option for me is either use someone else's footage to get the prologue cutscenes and actually remember what's going on, or go back to Global and try to get the dang footage with my characters over there in Global. And I decided to do the latter because I'd rather have my own stuff. Yeah, they will eventually add it, but it just annoyed me when I kind of needed it for a certain video, and I just didn't see it. I was like, where is it? I am 55! 10 more levels to max! Well, the big thing is I need to upgrade my stuff. Oh wait, you have another quest? Well, yeah, that was the alternative, but I'm stubborn. I want my characters in the video. If I make my own video, I want my own stuff. Unless I really do not have it, and there's no way for me to access it whatsoever. I mean, it's also a good excuse for me to come back. Once again, like, I'm still annoyed that this TMG, I don't have it in JP. Like, I really want it, because I'm maining gunner over there, and I don't have it. I like how it debatable, because once again, everyone has a different opinion, but I do like the sound of its normal attack. Yeah, I like how heavy it sounds. And I don't have any other TMGs that are like this heavy, good looking and all that. Like, that looks nice. I really like the way it just like lights up in the animation for it. Hey, let me use my camera, please. Sega, what you doing? Why is it the camera view? Oh, hi there. That's a Gigantix. I am too low level for this. I am a scrub. It's level 65, isn't it? If I stare at you, yeah, you're level 69. Hello, sir. It's been a long time since a live stream from you. Yes. Actually, I've been trying to do it, but there were complications. Now, hopefully, I know that the quality isn't the greatest, but at the very least, it's stable to the point where it's not utter shit. What is this? Why am I delivering lunch? Why? Someone answer me, why am I delivering lunch to this nerd? Unless it starts a different sort of quest. But yeah, nah, the TMG... Yeah. And I'm still no with the terminology. But once again, my overall opinion with New Genesis now, I'm very indifferent with it. I'm still annoyed with it, but I get why people are, you know, a certain way, especially if they do really like it. It's not bad, especially since this game isn't as demanding, especially with the grind. Like, if you do get tired, you can easily get off and just play a different game. And it's simplified, but I think that's, in my personal taste and opinion, making it too simple is what makes me not like this game. Because back then, the reason why I have fond memories of episode 1 through 3 for Oracle, especially in the JP side, was because it was a struggle. You fought in mining defense, it was a fight. Like, it wasn't easy to the point where, like, people already got, like, well, yeah, people got the system down, but it was still a struggle. If you had the certain equipment you had to work with that certain equipment. Now, how the heck do I get to this guy? He's, like, underneath me. How the heck do I get down here? I don't remember. How did I do that one quest? Is it really down here? I don't know. How do I find this nerd? You get a bracelet. You know what? That's a waste of my time. No. I shouldn't do this. Why am I being a delivery girl? Nah, that's it. Nah, I feel... Nah, no. I could do cocoons, so I can get the 30,000 XP. He gives a go. I think that's 1 million XP, by the looks of it. Is it? Yeah, 1 million. 1 million if I do that. 5,000 just by doing that. Did I do my weeklies and dailies? You damn son of a... Oh yeah, this is an easy XP if I just feed this mag over here. Is that thing smacking me? I usually main on PC, but I get on my Xbox to play NGS sometimes and have 7 characters leveled, and it's confusing me. Wait, what's confusing? Oh, you mean the amount of characters that you're working with, or... I mean, I know some pals over in JP that literally worked on their ults, and power to them. Like, I can only work on a few of them because, once again, there's no giant incentive for me to really push for it other than using them as character storage or getting the resets. And because I have like 20 of them, can't really delete one of them, and no point to really do that. I scattered a good chunk of my resources from Oracle on those characters, and a lot of the stuff I stashed, yeah, they're all like, I spread them out through all my characters. Haha, easy level up. Just feed one of those things and then get XP. Now I don't know if I'm gonna do this gorge. I don't like how I have to go into an icy environment and that kind of affects me, but I might give it a shot. Still need to kill dreads. I still need to reach level 60. I still have some of these side missions. Yes, I get it. Max can help me, like, get certain abilities. I could also do the pyramids or the labyrinth. Cocoons, yeah, I need to do those over here. He wants me to defeat a dread. Interesting. Where's the dread's location? Actually, yeah, let me go solo against the dread. Let me actually... Ooh, there's one right here. Alright. Oh, let's see, yeah, it's not gonna be a big issue. If I do get my ass handed to me, you guys have the right to point and laugh, alright? Let's dance. Now, the big thing I need to kind of do is figure out if I could change up my D&D style gameplay. Like, figure out, like, how people are doing stuff now since I've been out of the loop. Oh, that sucks. I wasn't close enough so I can actually, like, slam his face. Ow, that hurts! I'm a squishy glass cannon again. You know what? I'll just heal. I was gonna do, like, a no-heal challenge as well, but... most likely I'm gonna die again if I do not heal. Now, in terms of Gunner, because I've been playing that a lot, I can't really, like, there's some stuff that I can't cancel out of still, so it's not as smooth. It's just that, in terms of me predicting and anticipating and just timing it right so I can actually evade, that's what I've been doing, but there's some moments where I know, like, okay, I can't cancel out of this animation in this particular frame or this time, because there's moments where I know I hit, like, the shift and try to get out of it, but it didn't do it quite smoothly. Now, I haven't tried any other class in terms of, like, their rebalance and their cancel animation dealio. And the other thing I'm trying to think about too is like how I will most likely make this character like my main for global, and I will most likely level up all of the classes. Yeah, all of the classes with this. It's kind of annoying that, like, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, it's not gonna be hard to level up, like, a class, because what you could do easily is just, like, most likely take your main class, like, let's say, for example, if you don't have a lot of cubes for Gunner, or N cubes, like, you could just continue getting experience with that main class, even though it's maxed out. You can sub one of the classes you would want to work on, naturally get XP indirectly through those means, and then when it's time for you to actually work with said class and get more XP from it, you can main it and start leveling that up through those means. It's gonna take some time though, because the big thing is I don't have a lot of yellow triggers. Unless I ask people. Oh god! These purple units! Nope. One downside of the purple unit. Any status element is a high chance I am gonna be inflicted with it. Wait, who's here with me? Who's interrupting my solo-ness? Oh, it's all good. It's not like I could put like a claim on it. Granted that I could put everything in private, but nah, I don't want to do that. That's just this one other person with me. The mobs are back. Oh, wait. I remember when I was like still in read some, I decided to take on one of the dreads over there, and I think it took me like 20 minutes to try to kill it with the equipment that they gave out. It was a bit of a challenge though. I kind of remember, I think I memorized a good chunk of that certain boss's moveset. So if I do fight him in purple, it's like, oh, you know, I know how to deal with you. Now back up. Now I'll do this. Now I didn't activate my trigger. Wait, why is my chain not working? Hold up. Why aren't you working? Okay, now it's working. I was what the I'm confused. Why did my trigger like my chain started to act up weird? I tried to activate it twice and then apparently just like stopped at 18. Great. So, silver swords are still junk. I kind of wish they allowed you to swap the silver swords for like a gold sword, 5 or 10 for one gold sword. So you can just get gold swords naturally without having to dump the silver swords. Oh yeah, I did notice the slight conversion in the capsules, which I feel like they should have actually done that too in the beginning. $56. Wait, you're not the person I'm about to talk to. You're the one that like breaks down a bunch of stuff. Like if I talk to this bot and then show these things. Oh well, no, not that one. Like show this. It would have been nice to actually see these other options, and then also the fact that if it's a higher grade compared to like instead of using a bunch of... Wait. Actually, no. This conversion is a lot better. Oh. I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah. So this conversion is a lot better because that means if you have certain abilities that you really don't want, for example, if you have a bunch of staminas or a certain stat that you know you're never ever gonna touch, like you can just use those pieces to get something that you desire, especially with the grade 3. There's like the option to trade in a bunch of grade 1s or grade 2s for that grade 3, which they should have had in the beginning, because this was the thing that I complained about And the way that they also did it too is that you kind of save up on some of the resources depending on if you have a certain grade. Oh, someone actually did a cosplay of that, I think it was Valentine's from Guilty Gear. That's actually pretty nice. I'll actually give them up. Is that them? There's your lookbook. Oh, so they do a bunch of other characters. Alright, I'll give you a like. Wait, what was the advertisement? Oh. Twitter, Canada, NGS, what? Apparently that's a thing. I still get annoyed with the My Shop 3-day pass because that you can only get one of these in the damn mission pass. If they had access to the shop or a better way to get more of these, I don't think I would be that annoyed, but it's a pain in the butt that you have to build it up and get this ticket. And there's only one. Yep, I'm on ship 1. What else? Did I turn in that quest? I think I did. Now the question is, do you have more? It looks like you do. What do I need to do? Oh, it looks like he's gonna tell me to go and kill dreads in each area. Alright. Let me go to West. West is over here. Wait, did I not add you? I thought I added you. I guess I did add you. There we go, take care of this dread. Wait, someone's fighting against that. No! Let me take a shot at it. This is better. Wait, how many people are fighting against this? Looks like 3? Let me turn this off so I don't need to see that in my combat. I feel kind of bad. I just joined in at the last second and it was about to die. Anyways, XP! Hey there! Even though I just said hi in the whisper. Naming game is same as here. Alright, got it. Let me go... Wait a second. How do I look at people again in here? Is it through the Visa phone? Nope. How do I add people? No. No. Okay, it's there. It's in your menu. Yeah, I found it. It's just that I'm guessing. What's the exact spelling? Yeah, what's the exact spelling for your account or character name? So, seek out a specimen whose name is veteran, and I had to go to the center. Oh, Central, which is like up top. So here, yeah, that's here. Is someone really saying that? Ina, is that really you? Oh my god! Oh gosh. Let's go with your character. And I don't know if I spelled that right. Yeah, I typed that up. It's not popping up. I don't think this is you. Wait, there's two people. Is it this one? Found ya. Yeah, I was reading the chat too, and I saw how... Oh, the ID and their actual character name is Ina. I guess I have the names pop up so I know who's gonna approach me and whatnot. Damn, I don't have a head pad. I don't have emotes. This suck. I can't do anything weird and random. The only emotes I have is like a sit. Oh, that's a sticker. I am not worthy to do trigs. Anyways, I wanted to try to do funny stuff. I don't think I can, sadly. In JP, I could easily do it. Over here, no. No, I cannot. Oh, anyways, what am I doing? Yeah, Dread, Centro, right. Gonna go kill. Oh, so they're both you. Interesting. Oh, that's your old account. Got it. Alright, so if you do want to add me, note that I am displaying my character name and that of my account name. And right now, I'm just gonna go try to find Dreads, because 1 million XP. Now I should put that over there. I'm debating about trying to pull stuff from this scratch because it is nice, but I don't think it'll work on my character. Or there's other things that I want to use to try to make it work. But almost all the good stuff that I got is over on my GP account. All the different paints I could experiment and try with compared to this one. But granted that if either one of them are able to get the certain the outfit, that I'll see what I can do. Like this character, the military outfit from the last scratch, like she pulled it, my other account could not pull it. Now where is the Dread I can bully? Unless someone killed all of them. Yes, I'm trying to just, once again, try to use these side missions to just get the XP. Obviously, if I go to a different area, or like the rank 3s, 4s, and then use yellow triggers, I would be able to push my level a bit further. Actually, I might need to do the cocoons if I can't find this Dread, because I do have a mission for the cocoon stuff. And looking at the certain areas I could try to farm over here, I need a lot of battle power. Right now my battle power is 2,374, but that's with no enhancements on my equipment, and then me not maxing out on the skill points. So I might need to do the cocoons. And I'm gonna do it solo because I do want to challenge myself still. and go into these cocoons. I haven't actually done these cocoons, even though I did play on the Kavaris release over JP. I was like, nope, I don't need these skills. Now, I'm purposely like going casual with it and nerfing myself in a way. I do need them though to really max out on my gunner's skill tree. But yeah, over here in global, I definitely need to kind of do it though. So how many of are there? I think I'm missing one cocoon. Yeah, I'm missing one of the cocoons. There's 6 of them. I did one already, and I think it was the one down. Where's my map? Jeez, I don't remember my hotkeys because I changed everything. I think I did the one somewhere. Is it this one? Yeah, I did this one. So, Gamer, when are we going to do Dark Files Rank 2? Well, I heard that it's not updated now, or... Is it still stuck at level 60? Or did they update it so he's actually at max level? Oh wait, a Dread's there. Yes. Actually, give me the snowboard. I'll snowboard its face first. Oh gosh, it's a band. It's one of these things. Hi. Yeah, you. Let me just smack you. Don't want to target you. The boss has a much more of a priority. I don't care about that ET. Yeah, stuck at level 60. I kind of wish that the game just naturally updates all of its content instead of just reading it like that. Because, yes, it still might be difficult. It's just that, once again, there's a bit of a difference if your character is like level 65 versus that of 60. Because it's not like they're doing the utmost damage against you. The fact that the Gigantics or the whatever you guys call it over here in global, relevant? Malevolent? I don't know. I still might do the Dark Files 2 just for fun, because I have actually exposed myself to it. But it's not that dangerous because, once again, it will be dangerous to me because I have the damn units that will make me squishy as fuck. But, once again, it's not like the utmost danger where, like, the thing is naturally just dangerous. Like, the fact that you fight against those, Gigantics, the purple guys, and they're level 69, 4 levels above you, yeah, that's dangerous right there. What does it drop? Yeah, for any of my like solo classes, if I feel like I'm comfortable and I can like most likely go into boss fights with it, and I know all my iframes and invade, I'm gonna force myself to always get the purple units, which will give you a pain. And the only thing that I hate about those purple units, minus like the lack of HP and defense, I don't like how I am easily status ailment. Or I get a status ailment. I hate that. But that's the point of the unit, so it's like, oh well, suck it up. If I want to use them, I will use them in that sense. Purple trigger. Drops Iridi Soul, full rugged oh! Wait, they updated it so they can drop that? Huh. Or are you referring to purple triggers? Oh, I got hit once. Alright, let me see if I can keep aggro. Ow, I hurt myself again. Back up. Can do that. Now, question is, should I heal? Yeah, I'll heal. Oh, I timed that wrong. I timed that wrong. I might get punished. Oh gosh, like the reason why I died is because my units made me like get frozen, and then like I couldn't do anything. Nah, it's because of the units. If you're not familiar with it, these purple units, they just take away any sort of like defense against status ailments. So I kind of signed up for it. Still sucks though that I died because literally I could not get out of that frozen state. And I did not time that again, and I died again. Now, do I really care? No, that means I just need to improve myself and get better. Damn, this thing is burning. That was a one-hit KO move too from that like jump. Could have timed it properly, but no, I just had to miss. I died twice. One from the freezing and then one from an actual grand slam. Oh, there you are. Wait, isn't this your main character? Yeah, it looks like your main. Oh gosh, 65 in main and sub. Alright, I think my parents are back. And if the quality starts going to shit, I will most likely end the stream. Like, and by that, I'm referring to really bad to the point where I see it on my Streamlabs. If it's not that bad, I'll continue to stream. I mean, granted that right now the quality is crap, but it's alright in terms of the connection. Alright. I think I know what I'm gonna do for the north one. I need to kill that crocodile thing. Anyways, hold up. Wait. Who's this? Oh, it's you. Never mind. I don't need to worry. False alarm. It's just my sister. No, I'm streaming, sis. You wanna say hi?
Hello. Wait, are we on camera?
Yes.
Ah!
Okay, my sister, I know she's not gonna tamper heavily with the internet connection. Yeah, it's only my dad. The moment my dad comes back and he starts watching Netflix, everything goes to shit.
What you doing, bro?
I'm streaming, sis. I'm playing this game called New Genesis. You wanna join?
Yeah, sure. Let's definitely F up more of the internet connection.
It's not that bad. I mean, the question is, can your laptop handle it? But I don't think so. I don't know how much memory space you even have on that laptop.
Part of my costume for Halloween.
Is a crocodile down here? I don't think crocodile's down here. I guess I bullied the chicken. I don't know. They didn't call. They didn't text me. Apparently, well, I'll talk about that later. Hey crew, yo Morph, long time no see. I feel like I should know you. I think I do know you. Friend is not working at the moment. But yeah, how you doing? Also, yeah, I just been... It's been crazy. Like, before my dad came back to the house, I was hoping to do so much live streams, but that didn't happen because half the time I was dealing with, like a lot of other problems that popped up, and worse, I did get COVID at the end of September. I wish I didn't have COVID at the end of September, but it did happen. And then not only that, now my dad's just like watching Netflix nonstop to the point where I feel like he should tone it down, but he's not. Like, I could make a video just specifically bringing up like the crap I gotta do with my dad now. And it's not just him, it's also my mom. Like they're both at each. It's escalating to the point where I'm just getting a headache. And I feel like if my dad took care of himself a bit better, it wouldn't have happened. But the problem is he has it. So, big thing is, if you're still young, guys, do not mistreat your body. And try to have a healthy body to the point where you don't get a transplant. Because the moment you get a transplant, shit is just different. Especially if it's one of your important organ like the liver. Because my dad is a Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Oh fuck. There's always status ailments that fuck me up now. PSO Old School Ship 1, that fashion con. I think I remember now. Also, just a heads up, I am still running that. If you do want to participate and get the prize money, it is at the it's the end of today, Eastern Standard Time. So you have pretty much, if you do want to try to submit so you can participate in the contest for the prize money, you still have like 7 hours from now. If you want to put it in, just read the rules. It's on my Discord and it's in that video as well. And I just, oh my god, fuck. I'm gonna kill you, chicken. Like, this is not a bad boss, but the problem was, it just status ailmented the fuck out of me. Which is embarrassing. Especially once it dazed me and I tried to get out of it, but it is. But yeah, so that contest still going on. If you don't want to participate with the prize money stuff and just be featured in the live stream that we will do if we have enough time, or it might be broken down in 2 parts, you can submit after the time frame. And then there will be a time where I'm just going to close it all together when it's about time for us to review and look over stuff. Now, someone informed me that I could actually gift people like the actual 25 that I mentioned instead of using a card. I went old-fashioned, decided to get a card, so I might... I'll see what I can do. I stopped the NGS. Did it get better in the last year? I would say that in terms of it having more stuff than it did in the past, yes. But it depends on if you're able to still kind of play at the end game. Because end game is pretty much you farming. And the only giant content... Well, farming, which has always been a thing in MMORPGs. And then purple triggers and... purple triggers and triggers. Other than that, like, they did improve on some quality of life things that is a lot better, especially with the capsule exchange. I realized that that was pretty good when I looked at it. I kind of wish they had a lot of these things once again upon its release. Well, it was like new. Hopefully it gets a bit better. They are planning to release the new region, the volcano region, in December. So you might want to come back then, or if I bring up an event, you might want to get back when it's a welfare event, which is most likely before that event, or before the release of that new content, maybe, or it might be during. So I would say if you do plan to get back, wait for something big where they give a bunch of stuff. But if you do want to just get back into the swing of things to try it out, it's not going to hurt you. Once again, I don't feel like the game is that stress heavy to the point where you would need to farm like 24/7. Like, you got a lot of leniency. Not only that, especially if you play on global, looking at the blocks and the amount of people playing on it, there's a chance that you'll be able to find a good group where you can party up and do stuff with. I would say the big factor into you playing NGS and still tolerating it and just getting through it. Oh, this guy took the aggro away from me. Is just find that group of friends, or just try to make your experience interesting. Because the reason why I was so well versed and kind of popular back then on JP, even though it was limited to like ship 2, was because of how I just went to different communities and interacted with the people in them. And I kind of miss doing that. That's why I went back to global, because there's a lot more active people there. And yes, I get it. Some people may agree and or disagree with the stuff that I'm saying. But overall, I like seeing how people are just talking. Over in JP, that can be a thing. But once again, communication barrier. The fact that there's Japanese people over there. And it's not as active because of how things are. And the thing about Japanese PSO2 is that you still have to use a VPN or some sort of thing to access it, which still limits those who really want to get back, but they don't have the things to do it. I mean, I think Tweaker has like a built-in proxy or something that can allow you to connect, but yeah, it's not as big. Like, the blocks that I'm seeing right here, and I don't think this is even peak hours for ship 1. If I go over here and try to, like, transfer to a different block, like, there's a good chunk of activity here. There's, like, a good chunk of people in, like, 1, 2, I mean, in the retums and, well, the different regions, and there's still a good chunk of people, like, throughout all these other blocks as well. Is Phantom yet a thing in NGS? No. Right now, they released Waker, which is Summoner, but I can't honest. I played it a bit. It was fun, but I don't know how I actually feel about it. I actually need to thoroughly dive into it. Other than that, they did some changes. They did kind of work with some cancel animations with certain classes and Photon art. So if something wasn't as flexible, it might be now with this sort of update. Yeah. But yeah, no, I feel like it's still the same. So if you play during like the Kavaris time, the only big thing is that there's a bit more stuff to grind for, especially with the 7 stars being a thing. And later on, they will add a new mode, a tower, I think, and they will also have some new rarity equipment. But once again, if you want to do it in a major big update, or at least do it when something big happens, I will wait for that update in December. And if there's an event that's going to happen beforehand, you might want to jump in the game when that happens. Sag, Phantom, Luster, and Hero were so good. The thing about those 3 classes is that it just exceeds that of the Oracle stuff. Especially with like the classes from episode 1 all the way up to 4. I feel like 6 kind of balanced it out, but in the end, a lot of people kind of went for those successor classes because even if it wasn't their main class, they still went for it as a subclass because they just had so many good quirks and perks to it compared to that of the basic things. With the classes that over here in New Genesis, they kind of redeemed some of the stuff from the past, especially with Braver, Ranger, all those different classes. It's just that I feel like they should have done that back in Oracle, and maybe push even further with new ideas, innovations, hybrids, something. Because literally, I was hoping for new stuff, like something that wasn't reused. Now, when I make a video, and it's hard for me to make this one without actually sounding as aggressive, but I will make a video explaining why I don't like the title. New Genesis, the definition of it is like, it's a new movement. It's a new sort of trend or something. And the way they titled this game as New Genesis bothers me because it hasn't proved that meaning yet. And not only that, it's kind of like, just staring at something like that, you would think it would be on an epic scale, but depending on your exposure and your opinions and all that, that will vary. In my opinion, even if I didn't bring references and stuff about Oracle, if I look at all these other games that are out there, they're kind of better and or like similar slightly to New Genesis, minus like some key things. I could point to Genshin, for example, because I played Genshin after the beta testing on the global side. I played it from its release until, what was that area? I don't remember the certain names, but I played it until like Hotel got released and some other bits after that. But the way they did Genshin stuff, and then how I saw New Genesis kind of played off of that, it annoyed me because I didn't want to see that sort of similarity, especially in an MMORPG. And not only that, it's just like, even if like there's no actual brand like saying like, hey, yeah, this method is only for, you know, this sort of game, it's not different. And there's a reason why I like Oracle, and I'll make a separate video about it, but because of the weirdness and quirkiness and how it wasn't actually finalized, it gave it its own charm. And especially with how stuff was like a roller coaster where good things happen, bad things happen, it made that experience for me with Oracle so much more, to the point where I am literally stuck with this game and I will always mention Oracle and how I liked it. With New Genesis, it doesn't have that, and with how other games are being released and how they're structuring it, New Genesis isn't standing out as much. Now, you could argue and say New Genesis is pretty much playing off of Phantasy Star Online 2 Oracle, with how they're just improving a lot of stuff from back then, which I can understand why they would call this New Genesis then. But still, having a grand title like that is kind of trying to advertise and push and say like, hey, look, we're a game that's supposed to be out there. Now, in terms of, if I had to advertise this game, I would most likely advertise it if you have a very specific preference. And the reason why I got into Oracle in the first place was because I was looking for two main things, which I'll mention in a, once again, separate video, but I'll say it here. One was the anime aesthetics customization bit. If I'm not able to really play around with whatever I'm working with, I'm not going to like the game. Or I would slowly leave the game because of that. And there was a certain style that I was looking for. Examples of other MMORPG games that I did play and try out, but I didn't stay with, even though they had some good stuff. Let me bring up Blade and Soul. Blade and Soul has a certain style, even though it does not have like the anime sort of aesthetic I was looking for. It had a style that I liked. The reason why I left it though is because of the gameplay. Now, the second point of my sort of requirement thing that I was trying to get into is that one has had that anime aesthetic, something that's eye-catching for me. Second was it has to be real-time action, it has to be fast-paced. I don't like, don't get me wrong, I understand some people like the appeal of the keyboard stuff and not really physically doing real-time sort of invasion and attacking and all that. But to me, I like it if it's real-time, because I could literally say, I'm a dummy, I got hit, I saw that move coming at me, and I had the power to control to get out of the way. So, Terra was a game that I was playing. Now, I didn't do any sort of recordings and whatnot, but I did play it for a while. Now, the reason why I left it, even though I had some people on there and they were trying to tell me all these snippets and things, is because Terra's nice, don't get me wrong, it's just that it didn't fit the thing that I was looking for. So I left that game eventually, because of just the look. The gameplay for it was fun. I just couldn't stay because it just didn't have that anime sort of thing that I was looking for. So, in the end, I kind of went to PSO2, and the reason why I'm still playing New Genesis as well is because of that. Those two main factors is why I'm still playing New Genesis, because of the customization, the anime aesthetic, and the fast-paced action. Yes, it's not as well polished yet, or there's some hiccups here and there, but I mean, compared to some other games, it's not there. Granted that I haven't really explored a bunch of other MMORPGs, and the only one that I'm willing to try out is, what is it? It's Blue Protocol, because it has that aesthetics, and from the gameplay, it seems like it's real-time action. So that's the only game I will play. The only game that I played recently was an MMORPG RTS, and the reason why I tried that game is Kingdom Under Fire 2. The reason why I tried that was because it's a hybrid, and I like my strategy, so it had a good chunk of strategy. It's just that I didn't stay on long enough for that because I just was busy in real life, so I had to dump it so I could do other things. But yeah, that's why I'm still stuck in New Genesis. It's because of those two preferences. And I haven't found a game that really does the same sort of thing like New Genesis, especially in terms of having both the combat and that aesthetic. Granted that, yes, I know there's some anime games out there that does allow customization, but it's not like how it is with New Genesis. So if I ever had to advertise it, if you were looking for something under those two sort of preferences, then I will say it. It's just that I will mention some other things like the farming and all that, and etc, but it just depends, because once again, you can make any sort of game fun as long as you have the right circle group of people to play with. And that's what it kind of boils down to with like my experience with Oracle. That's what made me stay during the droughts and the annoying stuff that I had to deal with in Oracle. I called it New Oracle. No, Oracle. Because in Oracle, there were moments where stuff was dead and you were kind of doing the same thing. But if you had the friends in the community, it pushed you to still do stuff. And the reason why it kind of hurts me to even try to stay on JP is because a lot of my pals that I played a good chunk with, they just stopped. Especially with the release of New Genesis and how it didn't really, you know, sell it to them and all that. And it just sucks because these group of friends, we always, it didn't matter, like, if we're doing something in-game. Like, we do lobby fag at times, but it was our hangout point. It was our game that we usually go to. Like, even though we could talk in Discord, play on some other games, we still go on to PSO2. And we still chilled over there, did a bunch of dumb stuff over there. It sucks that I don't have that anymore. And that's why I'm pushing myself to go into global, because hopefully not a lot of people remember me. Because I do want to explore and just talk to people. And just, like, see these different communities and just eavesdrop and see what's going on. Like, if I was, like, well-known, I don't know how I would feel. I mean, maybe you guys think I'm well-known, I don't know, but personally for me, I do like being on the low-key. I'm just here. I don't want to be noticed. But then again, like, I haven't been doing a lot of videos for New Genesis, and I feel like there's not really a need, but I do see the appeal why people would still watch some stuff, especially if, you know, they're tired of reading stuff and it's bland and original. The game does provide that information on how to do stuff. Back in Oracle, it didn't really do that. It didn't show all the shortcuts. They didn't really break down a lot of things. And that in itself still had its appeal because, yeah, you just didn't know what you're getting yourself into. And that can be frustrating at times. I understand a good chunk of people back then just didn't know what to do in Oracle and they just left the game because of that. Like, over here, there's this guy. He pretty much explains every little snippet about the enhancing process. And even the game kind of teaches that in the tutorial because it is part of you unlocking, like, Alio and getting through that. But once again, I understand why people may make videos to make it interesting, add flair to it, add their own spice to it, and just try to sell whatever they're trying to do. Now, how the hell do I make this effect? Use quick food for low temperature. If I just use one of these, I bet. Is it this thing? Or is it this? Okay, so yeah. Alright, I'm also listening in the background. I think my parents are back. So if the quality starts going to real crappy levels, I am gonna end the stream. ECU's like, I feel that completely, man. I feel this too much. I remember you. Does good old Morph need an alliance? Nah, right now, I think for ship 1, I'm sticking with Daijo Bu. I think they're gonna become my home base to go to. I will most likely start visiting different alliances if I'm still active. I'm giving myself a month for New Genesis. I think I'll be able to still stay in it. If I'm still here by a month, I will most likely leave Daijo Bu and go to different teams and visit them. For now, I'm sticking with them for a while since it's been ages since I actually talked to them. So, what do I need to do? Oh yeah, also I was reading what MJ was saying. One reason I enjoyed PS2 was because you had a lot more customization compared to Terra. Yeah, so I think in terms of like customization, the only other one that kind of piqued my interest was like Final Fantasy 14, but the reason why I didn't go into that is because of its gameplay. Like, I get it. There's still an appeal to it. A lot of my pals are trying to get me to it, especially when I left New Genesis, but I just didn't feel like doing that. And the big reason being is because I did try games out that had that sort of setup that Final Fantasy 14 has, and there will be a point where I will leave it eventually. Like, I get, like, the appeal of it, but it's not for me, sadly. Once again, I'm more into real time. Like, I want to get in there and do a bunch of stuff. If I'm just standing there just hitting a bunch of numbers, and like, even though the enemy's like, I don't know. It's not for me though. It's not for me. But yeah, that's why I'm still playing New Genesis. Even though I don't like what is going on, I'm still sucking up and saying like, hey. And once again, I'm going in global because new environment compared to what I was used to. Granted that over there in JP, there's not as many people I can just walk up to and start saying stuff because there's communication barriers because of Japanese players. There's also the fact that I haven't really done as much for New Genesis. I haven't studied as much. I haven't memorized a bunch of stuff, so it's like I'm literally a casual right now. Granted that I can still talk about basic stuff, like at least understanding your class and still promoting like the basics and all that. I will still forever promote the basics because if you get to go into any sort of game mode in here, you still need to understand what you need to do. You need to understand your strengths and weaknesses. I am going to most likely make a video talking about mining rig, because in mining rig, I don't think there's an actual overall video that explains the process and give a breakdown and stuff. There are videos talking about specific ones, but I'm gonna make a big video talking about like the approach to mining rigs, especially if they get to still be a thing, and it's most likely gonna be a thing. Like if you're an Oracle, like the big thing is just being map aware and knowing what you can get away with and what you can't get away with. In terms of actually adapting and all that, that depends on if you can do that, because I know some people can't do that, or maybe some people will go in blind and they don't know what they're really getting themselves into. But once again, it depends on the exposure, because if they did do other previous mining rigs, it's like they still have a certain format. You still gotta protect the towers. It's just that what did they do? And the big thing to note is that every time there's a new mining rig, you will always and can safely assume that they added something new that will most likely be a pain in the butt, because it's gonna block you from going to a tower or do something in terms of you protecting the tower, or there's a new enemy type or something. Like once you understand the pattern, that's gonna be to your advantage, and this game plays a lot on patterns. Like yeah, if you haven't played Oracle, it's not gonna hurt you to get into a mining rig, because once you start doing at least one mining rig, you understand the concept. If you do different ones in different regions, you will see like the slight differences in why you need to do this, this, and this. If you played on Oracle, guess what? You can use that past knowledge, especially with mining defense, to understand what a mining rig will most likely do, which is the same sort of format. This could be a good and a bad thing, because it's good because you don't need to overthink it, and it's something that you've already been exposed to and you can easily combat against it. It's bad because it's nothing new, because it's not challenging in that sort of way. But depending on your perspective, once again, that can be good and or bad. That's why like I don't feel like doing a lot of videos, because all of this is basic, but once again, there's that unknown factor, because some people are really new to the game, and I feel like they swapped out a lot of their people now to those who played in Oracle to brand new players that are just specifically with New Genesis. So I get why some of these videos are being viewed and all that. And once again, it's not gonna hurt you, especially since what is it? It's trying to do like an interesting, entertaining way of just explaining said content stuff. I'll most likely get back into it. I might, once again, do videos where I just like do very short 1-minute sort of deals and just talk about how, yeah, this is what you do. This is how you do this mode. That's it. Or try to cramp it up in 1 minute and just like explain everything in that 1 minute. Oh, interesting. This cocoon is releasing mobs to, randomly. Okay, so the side missions is don't get hit 12 times, or yeah, don't get hit 12 or more times, don't die, or clear without, yeah, I think that's just don't die. And then clear before the 5 minutes. MJ says I still snoop at some people doing endless every now and then But I've forgotten a bit about PSO. It is what it is, because, yeah, give it time, people just kind of forget stuff. I still know how to do my 2 button when I go back over there, but half of the time, my hands are doing a lot of the stuff I'm doing in New Genesis, which is, like, hitting a bunch of buttons. So, when I go back over there in New Genesis, I mean, in Oracle with 2 buttons, I'm like, oh, wait, shit. Am I doing the right thing? No, I'm doing some dumb stuff. Oh, wait, did I actually swap between? I mean, I think the thing that I don't remember as clearly anymore is like the time attacks. My god, I hated those. Alright, so yeah, you guys might have seen me like talking on the camera. I'm just talking to my mom. Yeah, TAs back then were a pain in the butt. Like, after they started to dumb it down, it wasn't that painful. But if you were there during like tacos being a thing every day, literal pain in the butt. Like, don't. It was good because you could have got so much money, got almost everything in terms of fashion and equipment. But, I mean, it could easily go to 0 because of the O-type grinding. That was not fun either. What else? O-type grinding. And then... yeah, time attacks every day. Oh, no. Especially if you had 20 characters back then. I think 20 was the max back then. Yeah, even if you had 20, oh, gosh. There was someone that actually had 20, and they were getting so much, but at the same time, it was like, oh my gosh, that is hell just to actually just do all those back to back. Now, is there a flag equivalent in NGS? A boss you could fight and train with? There's only one boss that I really like and they're fun to fight against because I like how their moveset is. It's that gunner? Yeah, it's a gunner looking boss one from the mining rig 1. Like, he's a fun one. I like him. Other than that, not really. Nothing like an actual NPC humanoid that you could fight against like Flag. Not yet. But in terms of like an actual fun boss, I don't know. That depends. For me, it's gonna be that mining rig shooter gunner wannabe doll darker thing. That guy I like fighting against. Like, he's so flashy, I'm so flashy as a gunner, it's cool. I like it. But anyone else, I don't know. And I just messed up my time missions because I didn't clear that like 5 minutes. So after this, I do need to do something, so it's gonna take some time. I will most likely leave my character somewhere as I do the certain things I need to do. Just need to like start up the car. Meaning how many times Mommy Black kicked my butt. Oof. I have not... well... yeah, I haven't fought her. I should have. I might get to it eventually, especially since I do plan to get through the story over there. No, I have not finished the Oracle story just yet. But yeah, I am trying to build up on the Masquerade run back in Oracle on JP. I think I'm on... stage 90, but yeah, I'm trying to get to 999 because I am very curious about like that 999 master race. Yeah, I can't wait until like there's an equivalent for that, but right now they don't have that. The only one boss that I really like is that shooty guy from Mining Race. The one with like dual pistols. Or SMG, the gun. He, I like. Anyone else? I don't know. I'm just learning their movesets from them. Hey there, Ruko. How you doing? Alright, so I'll be right back. I'll shove my character somewhere while I go do some things. Do I have a text for BRB? I'll just go on top of this cocoon now. If anyone gets me killed, well, whatever. Maybe not in front of this. What's a good place? Maybe on top of this rock. We need that mommy back. And the one thing that annoys me is that I was looking for a certain sit position thing, and then when they released like sit 8, this was a thing that I was trying to do before it became a thing. I got annoyed because I was like, great, now I need to get this emote over there in JP as well. But anyways, let me just take the camera out, and then where's the... Nope. Oh wait, no, that's not the right one. Take that out, and then... No, that's the text for that. Where's my other text thing? Alright, so let me just silence this mic, and then I'll be right back. Was this thing okay? Hello? I should be back, maybe. That was a long AFK moment. I apologize. Alright. So, I got 45-ish minutes. And then I'll end the stream there. What am I doing? Good question. I don't even know. I think I was trying to hit 60. I'm almost there. What was I doing? Yeah, cocoons. So yeah, I had to go in. Oh, dang. Thanks for that, Ruko. $1 support for a fellow PSO2 enjoyer. Thank you. But yeah, it's what is it? I'm trying to get back into this game. Like, I know that it's not the best out there. There's a lot of hiccups, but I'm here because I'm just trying to do stuff. This is struggle, but you know, some of you guys are just like trying to push me and get me to get back into this game. Appreciate that. Oh yeah, I do have a animation for that. I guess I should change that animation to like PSO2 based. In all honesty, I have not paid attention to all the new content creators that... Oh. I look at my side missions, it says do not glide. Guess what I did? Glide several times. I don't care. Actually, what's the plus, or what's the incentive of fulfilling these side missions? Do you just get a fancier title, or do you get star gems? Like, what's the cash behind it? Bombs. SG. Okay. That now kind of pushed me to do better with these. I guess for now, I'm just gonna scout this out and figure out where the cubes are at. So if I do this, yeah. So the biggest thing is do not glide. So hitting these buttons equal I get cubes. I'm missing 2. Oh wait, there's a button here. That's Alright, so I'm missing 1 cube somewhere that I didn't pay attention to. 3 buttons there, they gave me 3 cubes. That means 3 of the other cubes are somewhere in that map. Yeah, PSO is not the best game, nor it's the worst, but the niche it covers is that other AAA MMO won't. Yeah. I mean, give it time, as another thing too. Like, Oracle got to a point where, especially with episode 6, it was just steamrolling and just doing so many epic things. But that took a long build up, and it once again was a giant hiccup roller coaster because in my opinion, episode 1, 2, and 3 were building it up, and it did hit a climax. Episode 4 pretty much took everything that it built up to, like, all the way down. Episode 5, I don't even know much about that episode since I wasn't there personally. I heard the stories, especially with the hero release and how awful it was on JP. And by awful, I'm referring to how it was so broken to the point everyone was kind of using it. Then episode 6 came around, and then that was just the big thing. And then, well, the global PSO2 was the thing as well. But yeah, the biggest... Once again, the charm with Oracle with me and how I saw its development is what makes me like it, because it wasn't like they were trying to hide it. They had so much crap that happened. The big moment that kicked in over there in like JP that I barely know a bunch of MMORPG. I mean, they might have their incidents as well and their own hiccups, but the sheer fact that the DDoS kicked in over there in JP and it messed up like that atmosphere, I hated it, but at the same time, I remember it very clearly because of that. fuck up. And even then, like, Sega didn't hide it as much, or they tried to, but it was kind of obvious, like, there's not as much players because of the crud that happened. Yeah, like, it had the fantasy aspect style from what I saw with episode 5, and then also they released Idolo in that era as well. So, I think also it was like heavy on the fantasy sort of thing, because a lot of... Well, there was Fantasy 14, but then there was also, I think, a bunch of genres that were in that fantasy bit. Episode 4, I guess episode 5 and 4 were like, you got isekai. Episode 5 was more of you go into the fantasy. Episode 4 was you going into Earth. Oh yeah, Idola has some designs that were eye-catching. Girls, waifus, some husbandos, I guess. I did play it for a bit, and I did get a sponsorship from the global side for that, but I just I didn't follow up with it, especially since I realized, oh wait, like I was confused to why that game wasn't, why the global Idola wasn't linked up with the global PSO2. Fabio says, I see Dad streaming. Hey there, how you doing? I feel like I should know who you are since you have that certain profile picture. My brain streams though. But yes, I am streaming. Like I said, some of these streams will be random, especially if I'm able to. And I think I was able to capitalize on a certain somebody not being in the house for a while. Now he is back and he is watching Netflix, so looks like right now I have a stable connection, so it's not that bad. Might change if I try to do it any other time, though. And yes, I also revealed the fact that I'm on global as well playing and getting into it. I still, every time I hear these CMGs, it's like, I wish Of course, you pop shot me when I'm like stuck like this. Thanks, Banshees. But I wish I had these CMGs in JB. I really want them. Was episode 4 the one with time travel, Castle Dom? No, that's episode 5. Episode 4 was when you kind of went to Earth, and that's where Phalag was introduced along with. Well, yeah, Phalag was introduced in that one. Episode 5 was more fantasy, and you get to lead giant armies, and you saw, like... Who was it? What's her name? Well, it's fantasy based. Yeah. Alright, dude, I shared some login bonus PNG on Discord. Login bonus? I'll have to check that out later. Oh, I was staring at the side missions and I kind of missed that out. I guess I had to do this again. I think I could do this one. I just have to make sure that I do not heal. Let's try it again. The episode 5 was bad, but the clouds were great. I will most likely form my opinions when I get to those episodes. I am on 3 at the moment. And I will try to either stream or most likely record my reaction to these stories. Right now, yeah, I'm on the beginning of 3. I completed 1 and 2, and if you want to see it, it's somewhere on my channel. How could I forget needing to lag? I mean, I don't think anyone forgot about that bit. Actually, I guess I could ask that, like... No, I'm trying to figure it out. How I'm related. Well, I guess I could ask this because I am actually curious about, like, your guys' thoughts about the NPC that's in New Genesis. Like, do you guys really like some of these NPCs, or do you need to know a bit more, see a bit more before you can actually make like, say anything good about them? Oh, episode 5 as a whole. I feel like it would have been great to actually have like a Dynasty Warrior sort of gameplay with that episode 5 era. Just because it's like, you're kind of overpowered and you're not supposed to be in that world, but apparently like you're helping out these kingdoms and all that, and it's like, oh, maybe I could be a general and, you know, lead some of these armies. That's my opinion about it, but I didn't do that. Like, I still don't have a favorite in terms of, like, these NPCs. Like, I can get some of their motives and approach, but none of them make me say, like, oh, shoot, yeah, this is the NPC for me, no. I think the only one that I'm actually slightly curious about is, like, Manon, but everyone else, nah. Oh wait, shoot. There is a UQ, isn't there? Oh, did I miss that? Let me check that. Manon being soon and in a wedding dress is epically cute. I have not seen her in a wedding dress. What? Wait, what? Mari in 2D is cute. I see. You can't really relate to them. I want to like them, the new NPCs, but they added side stories 2 years after I did some of the main story quests. Ah. I guess there is a UQ. I should do it because that's part of my thing. And which one can I even do? Wait. Huh. Why can't I do you? Oh, now it's up. Can't do that one. I guess I could do this one just cuz. That's the one that's kind of available to me. The death of a cardboard. Yeah, and like right now for the NPCs, the only one that kind of interests me is Manon because I have no clue like where they're going with her. And it seems like she has a bit more behind her, but it's still like I'm actually just curious about that. Like in terms of her personality and her presence, her being, no, it's not there yet. Unless they do some more stuff. Like, I do not think I will like Aina as much. She's kind of innocent, and until she kind of gets out of it, she's young and innocent. And until she gets out of that, I feel like maybe I might like her, but I don't know how they're gonna do that. I'm still annoyed with how they kind of just breeze through, like, hey, Aina, your dad just died. Let's just do some quick little talk, and boom, you're happy again. It's like, that thing is traumatizing. Her dad just fucking died. You think it's easy to just like scuff that off? No! I had issues of that when I was writing about one of my characters killing her own mom. Like, no! There should have been a bit more behind, like, the development behind that. I could not accept it. I guess it does lead that, yeah. I feel like it will build up, but the way that Oracle did it in that of New Genesis, it's kind of clear. Like, yes, Oracle still did the same sort of format in terms of progression and releasing stuff, and they did introduce a bunch of characters in a very slow manner, but they did it in a way where you kind of had to do the thing, especially if you want to progress through stories. I don't have any recording footage of it, and I'm getting hit by the tail, but back then, especially during episode 1 through 3 on JP for Oracle, we had meta boards. Now, if you really want to get through story, you had to do these meta boards, and they can be annoying in a good and bad way. Good because it did get you to kind of do what you need to do to progress through the story. Bad because some of the things you had to do was very tedious and annoying, and it's like, how am I supposed to find a very rare mob type and kill it like 50 times or so? So that was some of the missions, but the thing was, it made you go through them, and then you do go through those interactions where it does feel like a one-on-one, and like you're kind of like watching what's going on. And once again, sometimes you can skip some of the side stuff, but there's some incentive behind it, and it's you going out of your way to kind of do it. Over here, I feel like options is great because if you really want to understand a character, you can go and find their side quests or like see what they want to talk about on the map, but it's not a mandatory thing, or it's not pushing you to kind of try to do it. Like, yes, if you want to be a completionist and get those things, get those cutscenes, and I think there might be some incentive behind it. I'm not 100% sure about it because I didn't see any reward when I talked to them. But the big thing is it's optional, and that kind of sucks because it's like, do I really want to do this or focus on something more important? We're fun. I mean, I guess it depends on your approach, because I would say that that kind of allowed you to literally seek out the things that's on this board. If you're into like completing stuff and you like it in that sort of way, there is an appeal to that, and I understand that. Like, the reason why I didn't do, well, all honesty, I should have done the story back then, but I just said like, hey, I don't have the best PC, recording software and all that. I kind of want to record my reaction, so that's why I didn't really do the story back then. But I regret it because I missed that meta board function. I did play with it, and I did like see what it has to offer, and there were a good chunk of things from it. And once again, I feel like them doing that also made you get slightly invested in just trying to find these things, and that gets you a bit more interactive with like you knowing the story, or at least like unlocking things so you can know more of this and this. Now, I also will state this, in terms of the quality and the approach, yeah. Because right now, New Genesis, there's obvious things that we do, but they kind of set goals and they made it kind of predictable and obvious what we have to do. Like right now, the goal for New Genesis, I mean, other than dealing with the mobs, the monsters, the dolls, defouls, like, we still, like, after, I mean, our character in particular did not, apparently we forgot stuff as a meteor, which sucks. And like, you did all these epic things, but it's like your character's just brand new in this world and they just forgot whatever they were. If that's the correct premise, correct me if I'm wrong. But the big thing is, like, once we got into the arc thing, they kind of gave us a goal. We need to get the cannon stick. Now, yes, it's going to be an adventure, but now it's kind of predictable in terms of, like, what we need to do. In Oracle, it was kind of a question mark in terms of what you had, or what was the big main goal, other than, yeah, we had to kill Darkers, but, like, there were a lot of things that happened in episode 1. You got introduced a bunch of characters, but you didn't know what the particular mission, theme, big thing was. In terms of like a plot just yet. And specifically just mentioning episode 1, 2, 3, and why a lot of people back then called like episode 3 like the masterpiece, was because episode 1 built it up. Episode 2 slowly started to unveil a bunch of stuff, and like it was a roller coaster in itself. Episode 3 just went even further. And this was all done under the same director during that time on JP as well. So it was kind of great for that build-up, and Right now, New Genesis, it could be doing that as well, but at the moment, we kind of made it too predictable. Or if you wanted to, you can guess and see, like, hey, is this what's gonna happen? Or once you get into a certain plot, like how you got to reach them, like once the guys gave us a heads up, like, oh, we're in a war. Obviously, we're gonna help them because we do want their help. Now, how exactly story's gonna unfold it, but sadly, in terms of executing it, it feels like it's just lackluster because they didn't really... They introduced a bunch of characters, great, but why should I care about them? And that's the thing. They didn't really make a lot of interactions on a personal level. Granted that they added that snippet where you talk to the characters one-on-one on the field. They added it late, and not only that, there's not a lot of them. And not only that, in the main story in themselves, you don't really know some of these guys on a personal level, or at least like understanding of them just from what they've done. Because I could point out like the two certain casts that's in Ritum, along with the one dude that you meet in the very beginning. Like those two guys that were acting quirky and funny. Yeah, it's quirky and funny, but the thing is, I don't know them. Like, yeah, they're working with what's her name, the ruler of Ritum, but it's... Why should I really care about these two? Like, what are you trying to sell with these guys? And the fact that with the Kavara storyline, great, you introduce a bunch of characters. They're a family. Great, they look like they have a bunch of teamwork. But why should I care? Like, what do they give to me? Or what are they doing to my character to make me care, or the other people? Nothing as much. We literally go into them. We pretty much help find the entire family. We skip dinner too somewhere. And then, like, they decide to help us. I don't know. There's no struggle or difficulty. Like, in episode 2, it hits... The Oracle story hits, like, key moral contradictory things. Like, one of them, with one of the characters, they talk about, like, your entire essence, your being, your... Who are you? Versus that of clones or something. Now, that should give it away, but I'm not going too details in it. But that hit me hard, because that made me care. Like, even if I don't have that same situation where I have someone trying to clone me, and then, like, questioning my own identity and my own individualism, I can still relate to that, because guess what? That's the thing in real life. I kind of hate how they dumb down the fucking quality of that sort of stuff and just made it so easy in New Genesis. Like, they should hit home with it. And even though, like, people compare, like, Genshin with New Genesis, I find that as a disgrace, especially in terms of the story, because Genshin hits hard. Like, I know Mihoyo, or Mihoyoverse now, or whatever their new brand title is, they were good with the story. The fact that I had feelings for the girls in Honkai, even if, like, just looking at one of the animations, if you don't know anything about it, you can look at one of them, and you can kind of understand, like, what they had to go through, especially, like, Fuha. One of the characters in there, in Honkai, like, I did not care much about this girl, until I saw the animation, and it revealed so much just by looking at that. And now I want to know more, because it's like, I didn't like her at first, but they showed her so easily in like 3 minutes in a very epic way. Now with New Genesis, it's like, they're not doing as much. It's like, yeah, you got the basics there, but it's just the basics. Where's the flair to it where it should make me care? The big thing I feel like they missed out on, especially with the story and development for New Genesis, is Aina. Aina... we could have done so much for her. We could have literally had an entire arc where we could interact with her, we can push her to do more stuff, and just have her really build a relationship with us, because she went through something traumatic. Like, I cannot stress how hard it is to really let go of, especially if you really like your parents. Like, what happens if they just die? Like, can you easily get over that with a few words? Like, if you have this maybe strong mentality, will, then maybe, but the fact that they kind of brush it off with us just, well, we didn't even say as much. It was mostly Manning that kind of tried to support it. But I feel like that was just lame. It didn't have that epicness behind it. Maybe it's because of that, Ruroko. I hope not, because here's the thing. Even if it's on a global scale, you should hit very key controversial things. Like, anything with you thinking so hard and, like, making you question stuff. That, I feel, is a good way to get you involved in that character, or at least involved in that story. Like the fact that, once again, one of the particular characters in Oracle literally went through an existential crisis due to what had happened in the story. Yeah, I mean, if they really did change the team, it's like, why? You kind of dump, like, experts in this sort of field for new people. Why? Like, don't get me wrong. They're improving on some stuff, but I feel like they went backwards. They kind of went a step forward, but then they went, like, 4 steps back in certain aspects. Especially with the story, it sucks. In the character development, it sucks. Maybe it might change in episode 2, maybe the end of episode 1. Who knows? But right now, I just hate how simple it is and how they don't really drive that care, that, like, they don't make us passionate about these characters. I question why some of my pals are like, oh, I simp for her. It's like, what is so great about her? Like, I remember, well, what's her name? What's this leader name? Nadria? Like, I can't understand how people... I get why she might be a bit likable compared to all the other NPCs. Because she's a leader, she's actually fighting on the front line, she's leading by example, etc., etc. But... especially with what I've seen with just the main story alone, it still didn't drive me to really care about her and go out of my way to call her a waifu. And it kind of sucks that, once again, they took away that creativity and the talent. We can see this through all their franchise, not only PSO. Right. I haven't even played, like, the old time stuff, too. No, I'm trying to skim over the chat and see if I missed something. Managed side story is fun. I might need to give that a shot if you're saying that. Also, hey there, Cerulean. Yeah, Metaboards were fun, especially on Vita where you don't have a chance to... oh, that was sarcasm. Hey there, Riss. Riss says it's probably because they needed the comics. The comics have more character. Yeah, so... yeah, that small little animation thing that they're doing with those comics, that has so much character to it. Because, one, they're making it relatable because, you know, they're gamers and we're gamers. And they're doing a bunch of stuff in the game that is like, oh, yeah, that could happen, or we do that. Or, like, other things that's the thing, you had to relate it, in a sense. And even if it's something that you really can't relate to, in the sense of what's being displayed, you can do it indirectly. Like, once again, it's like questioning yourself and your individualism and your entire being. That sort of thing. Like, hit it home with some of these hardcore, controversial stuff where people are gonna start thinking and such. I really like Nadra, she's hot, but it's just that a doll with a pretty face and a sexy body, she lacks purpose and meaning, and her backstory is boring. It's really boring, gosh. But yeah, it's just that the story in here is just what makes me bash my head, because it's like, why did they make it so simple? And sometimes I wish I can't predict some of the stuff that's going on, because once again, they kind of set the goal already. It's like, we need parts for this canon. So we already going out to all these different regions to get these help, these assistance, these certain items. And in those stories, like Nadra in combat, it's like, okay, it's a given we're gonna have to help her fight against the giant worm. With the family issue, it's like, okay, looks like we're gonna literally find their entire family. And then find the scientists that we need. And then in the beginning, with Alio, once again, missed opportunity there where we could literally tighten the friendship and the bonds that could have been with Manon and that of Aina. Especially Ina's development. I hate how they brush over like the fact, oh yeah, your dad just died. Okay, prep talk. Let's go. That's it. No, you can't just do that. Like, if you were in Ina's shoes, would you think a prep talk will really snap you out of depression? Like, really? Once again, it depends on your mentality. I could see some people doing it, especially if they literally prepare themselves for the worst. But Ina, in her case, she was living in this town for so long. She was, like, looking up to her dad. She idolized her dad. And then she watched her dad fucking die, along with the dad. The entire town got nuked. Like, how could you just brush that off and be like, oh yeah, you know, we'll get through this. Like, teamwork, comradeship, bullshit. Pretty words aren't gonna make, like, a push like that. That's the first hearing people hate Kwana. Now, Kwana... Well, just to make sure we're clear, let me make sure I'm reading this right. Now, we're not bashing on... Oh, mentioning how, like, what Fabio's saying with how... So Fabio says this, as much some didn't like Kwana, she was my favorite character in Oracle, and man, she had a real story. Loved the whole Kwana and Hadrian. Oh, dude, I did not expect that for episode 1. Like, that came on the left field, and the way they concluded it with that too was like a good way to also transition into episode 2. It was like a smooth transition from why that was a thing into episode 2. I like that. I like that build-up. That's why when I was playing it, like, I reacted it. Well, I didn't react it like that, but looking at it, reflecting on it, it's like it was smooth to do that. Like, Kwana, what was her theme in the episode 1? Now, only referring to episode 1 and 2, she was having issues just trying to... Was it be herself? Yeah, I think that's why she had that split personality or, like, persona. Because she was trying to... It was slightly split. Because she wanted to do the stuff, but then at the same time... Okay, I might need to rewatch all of those cutscenes again. Because she had a theme that I liked. And she kind of got over it after, like, episode 1 and going into episode 2. The fact that she was, like, really watching your back in a sense, too, in episode 2. Or at least, like, kind of confronting, like, some of the big higher-ups about, like, the other things that's going on. Like, she got points with me on that. And then, once again, all these other characters, like Lisa, Clarice, like, they start to shine. And this is why I like that build-up. And once again, New Genesis could have done something like that, but they kind of missed it, especially with Ina and Manon, because they're the main ones at the moment, because they're with us as we're going through all these things. I think the anime improved on her story a bit, in my opinion. Really, I still need to watch the anime, so I had to give it a shot. How's the Kwana? I still don't have a favorite waifu yet. I still need to go through story. At the moment, I like how the characters were, like... The way they built it up and the way that they interacted with you, that shined definitely. And it just gave each one of them their own quirk. The fact that there was the scientist that was just literally immersed in her studies in Dragonkin to the point where she would actually literally talk to these beings and creatures and befriend them, or at least talk to them. That's like her personality right there. And then there's Theodore, who had an arc of, like, he was a wimp, then he was lusting for revenge, then the redemption. Like, dude. But then here we are in New Genesis. Yeah, like, jeez. The thing is, if it's nitty and gritty, like, you will get a good response from that, good and or bad. And people will reflect on it, like how Goblin Slayer was big. But I mean, if you think about it in a retrospect, it was always like that. It's just that Goblin Slayer over-exaggerates it or just primarily focuses on, like, the bad stuff. But it was always a thing, because that's a thing in other fantasy sort of scenarios. Granted, that depends on if it's, like, just war almost all the time and killing and all that. But yeah, Goblin Slayer was, like, a way to just over-exaggerate and just, like, really emphasize on, like, hey, look, goblins do this. Yeah. Like, if you hit home with nitty-gritty stuff, people are gonna talk. Good and bad. I mean, once again, Goblin Slayer was something that people brought up. There was redo of a healer because of its particular themes and what it showed. Nitty-gritty stuff is what's gonna like really drive some things at times. Now, sometimes it could be dumb and stupid, but you know, some people could see that as a theme and message. Why am I in reach time again? I'm trying to figure that out. I think I'm about to end the stream because I gotta go eat. I guess what I could do is hunt down dreads, because I have something for 200,000 XP here. I still need to go to the labyrinth too. I guess I'll go bully some dreads in this weather. Arx has skeleton in the closet. See ya, I'm gonna go to work. Alright. Thanks for stopping by, Riroko, and thanks for the donation. Okay, it looks like I really had to go to the anime once I complete the Oracle story. My inventory is running low. Oh, I can see why. It is running low. So, if I'm able to, no promises, I'll try to live stream when I know I could most likely do it without having any sort of technical issues. Granted that, once again, quality of the stream isn't that great, but hey, look, I want to chat with you guys. Very easy for me to do this instead of a video where I'm just like bashing my head saying, did I do that correctly and all that? Also, just another reminder, when it comes to the owl, well, I guess I'm not gonna worry about it. When it comes to the contest that I am having, it will be a live stream. It will end tonight in 6 hours, 5 hours and 30 minutes. So if you want to submit it, I think I have the Discord link and the video in the description, so check that out. Oh yeah, and if you don't want to do if you don't want to submit during, or if you don't want to submit like for the prize money and you just want us to look at your stuff and judge your character, your screenshot, whatever, you could do it after the time limit. It will still be open if you want to submit your character and have us say stuff about it. Oh, you're working right now. I see. Actually, I should even use the mate. I'm kind of bullying this guy, like they're not damaging me as much. Now that you're on global, let's do some purple sometime. Enjoy Omnia. I need to level up first and get my gear to like okay levels, then I might do it. Just note that my equipment is glass cannon like, and I might not do well in those runs, but honestly, I kind of forced myself to actually just master like evading, dodging, just understanding stuff with Gunner again. Oh well, right now I'm getting my butt handed to me just by like these small little attacks, but then again, kind of like, yeah, no, I don't care. So yeah, I would, in terms of me playing on global, I am playing that for a while. I'm giving it at least a month span since I did get premium on here. In terms of if I'm gonna visit other ships, that would depend. If I'm able to get through this character, max her out, and do some of the stuff that I want, I might go to the other ships and work on them as well. Might be a pain because they don't have any sort of life support from this character, so she's the one that has all of the free goodies that they gave out in terms of equipment. But we'll see, because I can also skip through the content and just get to the main chapter, or the latest chapter. We know the risk, alright. Good to know. Yeah, just note that I'm not like hardcore anymore. I mean, if I'm able to get to that level, great, but I know that I will most likely die if I'm not careful. I have the purple units and I'm making glass cannon builds. To the point where I may not have a lot of HP as well. But if you're willing to take me, sure. And I guess that's another thing too that I might make a video of, because that has kind of bothered me how people are kind of like using that as a way to pressure people into doing stuff, or like get stamina and HP defense and all that. It's like, oh yeah, you died in a quest. It's like, who cares? If you do die, it's like, great, alright, I need to learn from my mistakes. If you die multiple times, it's like, okay, great, yeah, alright, I hope I improve on my mistakes, but it is what it is. Like, I get it, some people may not be a big fan of, like, someone dying a lot and getting annoyed with it slightly, but it's a learning curve. It's not everyone's gonna be perfect. Maybe they're doing something really dumb in terms of the build, and they might die a lot because they're experimenting. It's like, leave it be. I hate how people kind of use or point that out, like, oh yeah, you're dying a lot, you know, get more HP. It's like, shut up, I do what I want. But anyways, let me end the stream here, so I'm gonna complete this quest later. So thank you guys for watching. I might stream again, no clue. Best way to know if I'm streaming is through my Discord. I don't know if they're doing it now. I remember that back in the past. It might have changed, because right now I haven't really seen... been, I think, a few days since I've been on Global. I haven't seen something like that, but I heard some stuff. Well, once again, it was way back then in the beginning of New Genesis, so haven't heard anything specific like that. But if there are people that are still like that, I find it dumb, because you shouldn't really pressure anyone into going for certain stats. And once again, just because you die in a game, especially in like a quest or something, it shouldn't deter you away from trying something new. And yeah, this should push you to change, but you shouldn't have someone pressure you into changing it in, like, you know, a way that you're not comfortable with, or at least like in a way where it forces you to do something that's not your playstyle. Yeah, so once again, I haven't seen this sort of behavior. I only heard it from other people every now and then, but this was way back then. And the fact that people advocate for HP and defense just because of that reason too, it just slightly annoys me, because you shouldn't just do that because, like, if you don't want to die, like, get these stats. It should be up to you if you want to get these stats. If you feel like you should get a bit more defense HP, you should be doing it without anyone really stressing on it. Like, advising, saying this sort of stuff, I'm fine with that, but some people could push it to the extreme. But once again, I haven't seen that sort of thing as much. I've seen some little stuff that was annoying when I was going with random parties, but I mean, it's not a big deal. It wasn't that grand that I should be talking about it as well. It's like little instances where they were talking about like auto words and all that. Once again, this is me talking about stuff from way back then, like when New Genesis was still kind of new, I think. But I don't think it was on a big level, but... Did I say it was on a big level? I don't remember what I said, and why I decided to go on this little talk. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys for watching and chilling with me. I will try to release videos. I have some videos in the works. The one that I'm trying to get through right now is an update to pros and cons of multiple characters. It might be broken down in several different videos because of how long it might be and how much footage I'm getting. So trying to figure out that sort of approach. But the reason why I got into global was because I did not have some characters on different ships to back up some of the stuff that I was getting states. So I literally did recordings and tested it out, a bunch of stuff. So I should have that video out maybe by either this weekend or next week. Other than that, in terms of other videos, it's gonna be some talking about like mining defense or mining the mining rigs, and go further into details about like some basic advice tips when it comes to doing it, and then showing examples of like some stuff that happened when I was doing certain recordings in terms of not paying attention to mobs, not defending the tower, not spreading out, and all that. But granted that, once again, it's your call in terms of how you do your mining rig approach. Anyways, that is it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace.